I always knew my family hated me, but when I lost my baby sister at 12, they banished me to a foreign country. After 4 years of scraping by in the slums, I was finally dying. I called my brother begging for money to buy painkillers, only to find out I had been blocked. Reborn on the day my sister disappeared, I don't hesitate to run away from this twisted family. Except this time the people who never saw me before have lost their minds. It happened again. I'm back, reliving the day Lily vanished. Last time, she told me she needed to pee and to wait for her. I waited, and waited. Hours went by, and I was crying my eyes out, frantically searching. I didn't know she was right there, watching me panic and laughing her little head off. When Mom and Dad found out I lost her, Mom didn't hesitate. She slapped me so hard. My ears rang. Her eyes were full of hate. You can't even watch your own sister? What good are you? You're just extra baggage. I was stunned, but Mom's words cut deep. Extra baggage really hit home. The Jones family has 3 kids. My older brother, Carter, is responsible and the heir to the family fortune. Lily is a spoiled brat and the apple of Mom and Dad's eye. And then there's me, Rain Jones, the invisible girl. Mom and Dad hated that I was quiet and didn't fawn over them like Lily. They hated that I wasn't as pretty. My grades sucked too, not like my genius brother. I was worthless. Carter used to throw me in the basement as punishment. Every time I messed up claustrophobic, I would beat on the door, my nails ripping. The door had layers of blood and scratches. Souvenirs from Rain Jones 5 to 12 years old. Carter said I was just being dramatic about the dark. He claimed I'd get used to it. I passed out in the basement that day. Later, Lily walked in like nothing had happened. She burst into tears and ran to Mom and claiming, Rain said she'd buy me cotton candy, and then she disappeared. I was so scared. I thought I'd never see you again. Mom held her precious, long-lost darling sobbing. When she heard what Lily said, her eyes turned to me with pure hatred. Why did I even give birth to that evil little bitch? I should have strangled her at birth. They dragged me out of the basement and all I saw were the cold, emotionless faces of my family. Lily, just 10 years old, gave me a smug little smile before dropping the bomb that would ruin my life. Mommy, Daddy, I don't want to see Rain anymore. I'm scared she'll abandon me again. And just like that, Mom and Dad exiled me overseas. They wanted me to never find my way back home. They said I owed it to Lily, that I needed to feel the same fear and helplessness she felt. Their only mercy was sending a nanny with me, along with some money. But they didn't know that the nanny would abuse me the entire time. As soon as we landed in America, she stole all the money and ran, leaving me alone in the slums. I spent 4 years in hell calling them over and over, but they always hung up. Eventually, at 16, ravaged by hardship, I was dying of terminal cancer. I had no money for treatment, no money for pain meds. The pain was excruciating. I spent my days coughing up blood, chunks of my insides. I called my brother begging for money for painkillers. I wasn't even asking to come home anymore. I just wanted some relief, but I was already blocked. I died in a foreign land on a snowy night consumed by pain and resentment. This time, I won't crave their love. I will run. I won't let Lily Jones ruin my life. Except Lily won't let go of my hand. She clutches it like a lifeline, trembling like a leaf. I see her staring at the floor with tears about to fall. As soon as we get home, the Jones family will see her red eyes, and I'll be blamed. No dinner. A trip to the basement. It's Lily's specialty. Oh, right, this is just a new way to set me up. It's because I don't dote on her like the rest of the family, and because she's smart enough to know everyone hates me, so she plays along with the charade. Lily looks up, her voice a whisper. Rain? I stare back, cold and silent. Lily flinches at the emptiness in my eyes. She looks away, squeezing my hand. Let's go home. I let her pull me along, watching her call the family driver. Thanks to Lily, I get the privilege of everyone in the family gets a ride, except me. It's like they purposely forgot about me. I had to walk 2 miles to the bus stop. I is forced to slum it, treated worse than some ordinary kid. At least they get rides. Even my clothes are Lily's rejects. Thanks to the nanny's constant abuse, I'm only an inch taller than my TW0-year younger sister. Lily is pampered, cheeks chubby and pink while I'm gaunt, and always gloomy. The Jones family doesn't bother buying clothes. They think Lily and I are the same size. It works when Lily outgrows a dress she hates. This pink dress I'm wearing is one of them. Lily leads me to a bench, and I scowl at her clutching my hand. Want some cotton candy? Her eyes flood at the word. The little girl breaks. Her nose and face are red with tears. No. No more cotton candy. I'm sorry, Rain. No more. I watch her melt down, my face blank. Lily cries for a long time. When I don't hug her like before, she tries to curl into my arms. I shove her away. You're disgusting. Don't touch me. Lily's eyes narrow as tears well up in them. She roughly wipes her eyes with her sleeve. I'm not dirty, Rain. I won't cry anymore. But the more she wipes, the more she cries. I ignore her, kicking myself. If she wanted cotton candy, I would have had a chance to. The driver finally arrives, but Carter gets out. With him. His eyes are full of sadness and regret. Carter kneels in front of me and reaches out to touch my head. I recoil. Don't. Memories flood my mind, the grime-covered hands of strange men touching me. I throw up. Carter freezes, unsure of my reaction. Rain. Stay away. Carter doesn't know why I am reacting so violently. He takes 2 steps back and puts a meter of distance between us. I feel better when he is farther away. He calls someone and requests a female driver. The terrible memories of the past prevent me from thinking about their odd behavior. I just want to sleep. When we get home, Mom and Dad are here. Mom's eyes are red. Dad holds her in his arms and comforts her. They see me and avoid eye contact. I ignore them and head to the basement. Rain, where are you going? Mom asks. I say, to the basement. I made Lily cry. Every time Lily cried, I was thrown in there. As punishment. Better to walk down there myself than be dragged and hurt. Mom snaps. I stare at her. The basement is no place for a human. Mom pales. She falls back into the sofa. Carter says, you did nothing wrong. And you're claustrophobic. I respond. I got over it. Carter's eyes well up with tears. He remembers telling me I was dramatic and would get over it. Lily, perceptive as always, senses my change. She purses her lips and says, Rain, did you also? Carter stares at her, warning her not to finish the sentence. I pause, confused why they aren't punishing me. Then I say I am going to my room. Each moment with the Jones family makes the nightmares clearer. I lie down on the long-forgotten soft bed and close my eyes. I haven't slept in a bed in years. The slums are chaotic. Most houses aren't properly built. They're a mix of metal sheets. And would that offer a place to sleep out of the rain? There's nowhere to stay for a kid, let alone a foreigner. I can't build my own place. When I first got to the slums, I used to spend my nights huddled in cardboard boxes, hidden in alleyways. There are only two fates for unwanted children in the slums. Their organs get harvested for the rich, or they become the playthings of the homeless. Dad, Aunt Jean left me in the slums. I'm so scared. Can you please take me home? I called the Joneses back then. Dad said, Rain, you lie. Jean told me that you moved to Wall Street. I crouched behind a dumpster and stared at the silhouettes in the distance. I was found. They're searching for me. Kids like me with clear skin and pretty features are popular among those with specific fetishes. I held my breath to stop from crying. I shook. Will anyone save me? Dad heard the silence and said, don't bother me. I only pay attention to important. He hung up. I tried to call back, but I had been blocked. Messages. Don't waste my time. It was just a false alarm. They didn't find me. I curled up like an abandoned stray cat, hiding in the filth, and wept. It was the clearest I had ever understood many families discussed. I was abandoned. Rain, your parents want you downstairs for dinner. I have no home. The knock pulls me from my sleep. I realize I must have drifted off and dreamed of they want me to eat dinner? That's rare. The Joneses don't like my silent, gloomy nature. Dad once said I should just eat in my room and not ruin the ambience. I don't know what they want, but I follow the maid downstairs in silence. Mom is missing the spot that Lily used to sit at. She smiles and pulls me to her. When I sit, she puts a piece of fish on my plate. Your mother had this made especially. Many kids love sweet and sour fish. Lily loves it. I'm allergic to seafood. I say flatly. Mom's smile freezes. Oh, sorry, honey. I didn't realize. Her eyes brim with tears, like I just kicked a puppy. Yeah, she didn't know. 12 years of being her daughter, and she doesn't know what I hate or what could send me to the ER. Truth is, I'm not allergic. I just find this sudden attempt to make up for years of neglect absolutely repulsive. If you're going to pretend to care, at least do some research first. I get it now. The Jones family remembers everything. They're burdened by guilt. Seeing his wife cry, Dad wraps his arms around her. He glares at me. There are plenty of dishes on the table. It's not all seafood. I dump the fish and the rice it touched onto the table. What's with the attitude? Mom grabs Dad's arm, making him soften. Rain, just let the maid get you a new bowl. You're being rude. The rest of the meal goes by in a weird silence. From that day on, the Jones family tries to make up for everything in different ways. Mom buys me clothes and jewelry nonstop. Dad gives me a black card to spend as I please. Lily clings to me, trying to be the perfect little sister. Carter chauffeurs me everywhere, smothering me with concern. I ignore their kindness, feeling suffocated. I count the money they've given me, calculating how long it'll last when I leave. Rain, are you a Jones? A classmate asks. How come you were bumming money for the bus? And you couldn't even afford school lunch. I thought you were broke. Everyone gathers around. Yeah, Rain, you wore those designer clothes. That didn't fit. We figured you bought them. Used to impress everyone. I smile and say nothing. They were giving my allowance to Aunt Jean, my childhood nanny. Jean was two-faced and jealous of the Jones family's wealth. Because I was unwanted, she abused me for fun. She stole my money and told Mom and Dad I was wasting it. To keep them from noticing her, she trashed. She also told me that nobody loved me and I could only depend on her. I grew up insecure, quiet, and hated to talk. I haven't seen Jean since I woke up in the past. When I get home that night, there's a guy in glasses waiting on the couch. Mom says awkwardly, Rain, this is a therapist I got for you. Why? Mom won't look at me. You're distant. Quiet. I think. You need to see someone. The nerve. Why would she expect me to love them? To act like I need their approval? Carter adds, seeing a therapist is okay. Just think of it as a normal conversation. Lily looks at me with hope. Eyes settles in my eyes. After a long pause, I laugh. Because I don't want to. The Jones family freezes. I say, I know you remember. Lily starts crying again. Rain, I'm so sorry. It's all my fault. They know I remember. My personality changed and I hate everyone. They had to notice. The therapist is to help me deal with the trauma of the last life. I hate it when she cries. I don't want to be around you. Couldn't you have ignored me like before? Mom sways. You're my daughter. I carried you for 9 months. How can you say that? I say, I'm not your daughter. You stopped being my mom when you kicked me out. I was miserable. Let me die in peace for the life you forced on me. Dad supports Mom and asks, do you have to hold on to the past? Aren't we treating you well now? We're giving you the love we gave. Lily. Tears come to my eyes. Because you're good to me now, I have to accept it. I glare at everyone. You dumped me in a foreign country. You hung up every time I called for help. You let me die. I scream, releasing 2 lifetimes of pain and hatred. How dare they? I grab my bank cards and head for the door. Mom grabs my hand. Rain, where are you going? Don't leave, honey. If I stay another second, I'll lose it. Please, Rain, do whatever you want. I'll leave you alone. Mom almost kneels. Please, I don't want to see your frozen body again. Take my life. I look at her hand and pull out a knife, holding it to my throat. If you don't let me go, I'll die right here. I'm not kidding. Blood trickles down my neck. Mom releases me. I step out, a smile on my face. I'm free. No one will hurt me, violate me, or cut me open. I won't die in the snow. My freedom, my life. I cry as big snowflakes fall from the sky. Why did you bring me back? Why did you let me remember? I want to die here. Carter comes running with a heavy coat. He stops a meter away. Let me find you a place. You need help. I won't bother you. I promise. I nod and take the coat. Carter exhales. Carter buys me an apartment far away from the Joneses, and the deed is in my name. I remember you like to draw. There are artists in this complex. Drawing. I look at my hands. That was my dream. Until the first time I stole food and had my fingers broken. I indicate that he can leave. He grips the doorframe. The basement was so dark and cold. After you died, I lived down there. So, I don't care about his confession. Carter clenches his fists. About that call, Enough. I smile. A cruel smile. Didn't you call me trash? Well, I became a prostitute. Thanks to you, I didn't starve. Carter is stabbed by my words. His hair has grayed. He stumbles away, no longer the cocky young man. I slam the door. That call was the last time I spoke to Carter. That year, at 14, I couldn't hide anymore. Before, I had cut my hair and dressed as a boy. But at 14, I started my period. Blood ran down my legs, and the men turned on me. Women can't live in the slums. Several hands dragged me to a bed, exposing my curves. I cried my last tears and called my brother. With my bloody hands, I'm hurt. I want to come home. A voice says, do you have to ruin Lily's birthday? Still, I wanted comfort. I told him I was violated. You're worthless. You want to come home that badly. He hung up. I lay on the dirty bed and saw flies. I should have died there, but someone threw me bread. Payback, little whore. I had used my body to get food. I bit into the bread, swallowing it whole. I want to live. I want to go home. This will happen again, right? I can sell myself for food. I became a shell, giving up all dignity to survive. I slide down the door and look at myself. I don't want to be buried in the past. I see my drawing supplies and pick up the pen. Somehow Carter convinces the Joneses to stay away. Only Lily stares at me from a distance at school. I hate her, but not really. It's Dad, Mom, and Carter's fault. When she was young, she liked me and clung to me. But Mom was jealous. Dad loves Mom. So Dad turned Lily against me. Carter followed Dad's lead. Their guilt comes from beautified memories, from the sins of the past. Drawing makes me happy. One day, Ms. Walker noticed me and offered to take me as her student. She is one of the world's best artists. She admires the talent in my work. These days, she wants to take me somewhere. Drawing is more than practice, Ms. Walker says. You have to go out. See. She pinches my face. And your art is all pain. I want to help you, Rain. How about a trip? Ms. Walker is nice. She never asks about my family. She picks me up from my house. She takes me to her house. She makes braids. She buys me clothes. At night, she reads me stories even though I'm not a child anymore. When I'm nestled in blankets, I'm happy. Ms. Walker is like the mother I always wanted. I now have the things I once envied Lily for. Ms. Walker takes me around the country to see the wonders I had never seen. Each place she wants to take pictures with me. I put them on my apartment wall. The past fades away, but Mom won't stay away. She finds me. She looks at the pictures of Ms. Walker and me. She glares in jealousy. You never took pictures with your real mother. She pulls out her phone to take a picture with me, and I knock it away. Mom cries and grabs my arm. Why do you call her Mom? Ms. Walker runs out of the kitchen worried. She stands in front of me. Mom, you need to be calm. You can't steal my daughter. Mom tries to hit Ms. Walker and pulls me from her. I say you are not my mother, a real mother. Would not call me trash. A real mother would not kick me out of the house. I'll change. Can't you give me a chance? I said, if you don't let me free, I'll die. Mom leaves, heartbroken. Ms. Walker hugs me. You've suffered. I start to cry. Ms. Walker holds me while I cry. Ms. Walker is a great person. She helps me to be happy. She gives me what I needed at age. The Joneses are putting money in my account, asking me to meet. I block them, but I take the money since they owe it to me. With my wishes, Ms. Walker takes me as her child. I am no longer a Jones. I have parents. Ms. Walker's husband is loving and agrees with her wishes. After he noticed I was scared of men, he kept his distance. After he scared away the thugs, I was able to tolerate contact with men. Ms. Walker loves travel and takes me with her. In the end, she brings me to the Netherlands. She says here, the Joneses can't bother me. The past is a dream. I have a lover, and I have a child. I love my daughter. My life is good. Jones family thoughts. Lily. When I turned 14, my family wanted to bring Rain home. I grew up and I realized I wasn't nice to my sister. I didn't hate her. When I was little, I looked up to her. She wasn't like my family. She had friend DS, and she wouldn't do what I said. Since I was little, I always had to get what I want. I got her friends to ignore her, and I made my parents cancel her art classes. But I didn't want her to die. I got Carter to get her, and I got her many gifts as an apology. I got her a house and a nice school. Who was the person that Carter brought home? They were twisted. I pull on Carter and tell him to stop. Where's Rain? This isn't funny. Carter pulls away. You killed Rain with your selfishness. Now you are the only daughter. Are you happy? I locked myself in my room and looked at what happened to Rain. I killed my sister. The Joneses were sad. After Rain died, everyone loved her. But it was too late. I took too many pills and killed myself. Next life, I won't be selfish. Carter, I have 2 sisters. The younger sister is always jealous. Moments are more important to Dad than anyone else. I want to please them, so I hate Rain. But sometimes, when she calls me, I am soft. So I get her clothes that Lily does not want. When I get pastries, I give her the ugly ones. I got annoyed, so I stopped. Rain brought me tea and rubbed my temples. When did I start putting her in the basement? After Dad called me worthless and Rain dropped my work, I was stressed. I arranged everything for her overseas. It would be good if she left. She called me, but John said she was fine. So I hung up when she said she was raped. I went to America and saw Zhang and her daughter, but Rain was not there. Zhang said she was in the slums. I found her frozen in the snow. I lived in the basement with her and saw the marks on the door. I lived in the basement with her and saw the marks on the door. It was so dark and cold. Rain. Mom. After Lily was born, I hated Rain. She was jealous and needed to have what Lily had. I didn't understand why she was so jealous. I hired a nanny, and I ignored Rain. But the nanny abused her. After Rain died, I couldn't find her things. On the day I kicked her out, I threw them away. I missed the Rain before Lily, the happy girl.